Time for your next training. Who is excited? Other than me, because I am very excited about this training. Just like every week, like it just keeps getting better and better. And I should say, just like every day moment of your life, it just gets to keep getting better and better and better and better. So things just continue to elevate, and know that that is your reality. That is your ability. If you choose for it to be, it's all up to you. It's all available to you in any moment. So what we're going to talk about today is what you're tolerating. What are you tolerating? What are your standards? And we're also going to talk about something that I think is really important, which is your glass ceiling. So if you have any questions, type them in the comments and I will get to questions at the end of the training. I am open to answer anything. I'm open to coaching. I'm available for you guys. So let's start with a glass ceiling. I like to give you the actual like Webster's dictionary definitions of what things are, because I think it helps. Like, words are so powerful and certain words will resonate with you and certain words won't. It's so important to find the words that really like you hear and you just feel it in your whole body. Those are the words that can really shift you and can really make the big change in your life and in your body and in everything, really. But sometimes hearing the definition helps me hear certain words and I'm like, oh, or you'll hear the way that I describe it and you'll go, oh, that's okay, that's interesting. That resonates with my heart and soul. So pay attention when you hear something like that. Write it down in your journal. You know what to do. So glass ceiling, it is an unofficially acknowledged barrier to advancement. And you tend to hear this phrase, a glass ceiling, a lot in business when people are talking about like money or their career. And a glass ceiling can apply to anything. A lot of times someone will say, oh, you have a glass ceiling of how much you're able to make, where it's saying that you think you can only make this certain amount, but because the ceiling is glass, you can see through it, and there actually is a lot more way higher up that's available to you that you can have, but you're only seeing this glass ceiling. You're just bumping your head up against the glass ceiling and saying, oh, no, it stops here. So the same thing applies to your body. The barrier that you put up saying, oh, this is as far as I can go, and that's it. That's the top for me, and that's all that's available. We're going to take a rock and we're going to throw it and shatter your glass ceiling so that you can see all that's available for you up high. Because honestly, if you're coming into this group with certain intentions about your body and goals, I want you to know that number one, you can reach those goals, and you will reach those goals. If you keep going, if you keep doing what we're doing here, you will 100% undoubtedly reach those goals, right? That's just how it works. However, the goals that you set for yourself, they probably feel like a big goal, but there is so much more for you. So this is something that I experienced in my own weight loss journey. It was like, I had a goal to lose a certain amount of weight, and I thought that would be great if that happens. And then it happened, and I was like, whoa, okay, well, now I feel really great, and I'm in this great position. What else is available to me? So then I went a little further, and then I was like, okay, I feel great doing this. Let me go even further. And so it just keeps going. Like, you think there's a stopping point of what's possible for you, and it's so far beyond the stopping point you think that it's not even funny. Like, there is so much available for you, even beyond the point that you think is just the best of the best that it could get. Another example of this is with being athletic for me. So, you probably have heard me tell this story, but the first time when I wanted to lose weight and I wanted to change my body, when I really made a decision to make like a huge change in my life, I decided that I heard this phrase, you can do anything you want with enough practice. And I thought, wow, that's really freaking powerful. Nobody's ever told me that before. I just thought it was like, you can do what you can do and that's it. So when I realized you could do anything you want with enough practice, I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm committed to that, but I'm not really sure how that's going to work. What happened, what life presented me with, was one day I was at a networking event and I was talking to somebody and they said to me, oh, my friend just completed a triathlon. And I said, oh my God, I could never do anything like that. That's amazing. And then I heard the words come out of my mouth, and then I heard the phrase in my mind, you can do anything you want with enough practice. And I was like, shit, that's it. That is my first challenge, that I could do anything I want with enough practice, so let me try. So I went home and I found a triathlon in my area and I signed up for it, and I started training, and oh my God, like, I'm just gonna keep this short because this is not the point of the video. But I know that like by telling these stories, it does like help you guys. So that's why I do go in with them, but I won't like take up too much of our time. When I first started training, it was so crazy because I got in the pool, I could barely swim a lap. I could barely complete a mile. Like, I was struggling to complete a mile, and I hadn't gotten on a bike since I was a kid. So like, I was way further behind than I even thought I would be. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just practice for this triathlon. And then I got out there and I was like, shit, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. But I just kept going and I kept practicing. Eventually, the triathlon came up. I did it, I completed it. It was freaking amazing. I felt incredible. What I felt more incredible about was like every day just seeing my body change and seeing what was possible for me. What's up, MC? He's gonna be in our video too. And just seeing what was possible for me. And then crossing the finish line, of course, was a beautiful feeling. But after I did the triathlon, which was something I never thought I could do, I was like, well, that was pretty cool. Let me see what else I can do with this body. If I could do that, maybe I could do other stuff. So I had a friend ask me if I wanted to do a Tough Mudder. A Tough Mudder is, the one I did was 13 miles long. It was military style obstacles. It was in the mud, in the cold. You're all wet, in your cold, and you're running, and you're having to do these things. It was really extremely challenging. It even had a part where you you got like electric shocked. It was really intense. Anyway, did the Tough Mudder, and I was like, oh my God, I can do anything. I just did 13 miles. So I was like, well, maybe I could do a 10K, or not a 10K. Well, I did sign up for a 10K, did a 10K. Then I was like, maybe I could do a half marathon, which again, never in my mind thought I would ever do a half marathon. Never thought it could be possible for me. I was like, that's just a crazy thing some people do, and I don't even know how they do it. Signed up for a half marathon, did a half marathon. Like, and what I'm telling you is that like anything is literally possible. You can do anything. Anything is available for you, and no matter where you are on the scale of possibility of these things. If you're just starting out, if you're already halfway there, if you're whatever, like, so much is available that you don't even realize that you can do. So I need you to be open and realize that like there's so much out there for you. And your glass ceiling, like, you might not even realize you have a glass ceiling, but you do. You have a glass ceiling in some way, shape, or form. And it's time to take a rock and just shatter that glass ceiling and just let it crack and let it crumble, because you get to bust through that, and there gets to be so much more available for you out there. And it gets to feel good, and it gets to be fun, and it gets to be easy and effortless, and that is what is available for you. So that's the glass ceiling. As I said, it's an unofficial acknowledgement of a barrier to advancement. So you think it's not possible for whatever reason, and as you know, we can break through any barrier. A barrier is just our mind. I'm watching my cat pull a box out so he can jump inside of it. That was pretty, he was just breaking through a barrier of what I thought was possible for him. Good job, MC. So we are capable of incredible, amazing things. Really, we're probably using a good 5 to 10% of the 100% of the potential that we were given at birth. Like right now, you've got 100% potential. You've got like 90 to 95% more potential that you could utilize. And we're just using what we feel capable of, what we've been conditioned to use, what we feel worthy of, what we feel deserving of. There is so much out there. So it's time to start looking past your glass ceiling and maybe start recognizing and asking yourself, what is my glass ceiling right now? And where do I want to go? What would be the next thing past my glass ceiling? And can I start looking towards that goal? So that's something powerful to do. Let's talk about the definition of tolerate, because that's really the topic of today, is what are you tolerating? Tolerating, allowing the existence, occurrence, or practice of, and in parentheses, something that you do not necessarily like or agree with without interference. So it's something that you are allowing to exist, to occur, or something that you're allowing to practice in your life, right? And okay, this is like one of my favorite things. This is something I revisit all the time. I'm always asking myself, I'm always doing this exercise that I'm gonna lead you all through constantly. So make sure you do have a journal and a pen with you and available, because we are gonna be doing an exercise here today. This just helps you break through your glass ceiling. It helps you go to the next level that you wanna go to. And it helps you see probably things in a new light, in a new perspective, in a new way. And I tie this in with standards too, you know, like standards, what you're tolerating, and your glass ceiling kind of all go hand in hand together. So it's like, how much will you allow something that doesn't fully serve you in your life? So you're currently tolerating things right now that don't serve you, that aren't good for you, that aren't elevating you, that aren't taking you to your next level. I'm gonna give you a personal example of, like, I don't know why, but this is one of those things that I did this exercise with, and it just has always really stuck out to me. So I'm using the example of a car. And I was doing this exercise with myself, and I said like, what am I tolerating or allowing that I don't necessarily like? The thing that came up was my car situation. So Josh and I shared a car, and that, when we first got the car, it fully served us. So this whole scenario of it was, when I first moved to California, Josh had a motorcycle, I had my car, and it was really awesome. We lived in LA, we would take the motorcycle out, we'd skip through traffic, we'd drive up the coast, we lived in Pacific Palisades, so we were right on the one between like Santa Monica and Malibu, and it was beautiful. We'd always take the motorcycle out and take my car whenever we needed a car. Decided to go on a life road trip. I was feeling called to it. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I need to explore, I need to adventure, I need to go, I need to get out of here. So we sold his motorcycle and we kept my car. And on the road trip where we started doing this life adventure, on the way, we didn't even get past Torrance, which is probably like, I don't know, 20 minutes outside of Pacific Palisades. So we didn't get very far. My car battery, I think it was the battery, died on the highway. We had to like roll the car in, take the car to the shop. It was just like, it was done. I'd had the car for a really long time. It was like my car I got when I was 16. I loved it. It was amazing. It was a Toyota Celica. That's a story of manifestation in itself. I got it on eBay, like ridiculous. Let me know if you guys want me to tell you that story. I can tell you that too. It's a really great story. I loved it. Little sporty, like fun car. And it broke down, and it was like past the point of it being good to like fix it. It just wasn't even worth it. So I decided to sell it to the guy who was fixing it, who gave me a ridiculously better price than it was even going for. So we were like, it was just like, everything was happening for a reason. We saw it all happening. We let go of the car. We decided to just start traveling without like car, motorcycle, whatever. And we went to, we went on this whole adventure. We lived in Hawaii, we lived in San Diego, we lived in like, we did like just all kinds of crazy cool stuff. And once we got back from Hawaii, we decided to come to San Diego to Encinitas and live there. And we got there with no car, not a lot of money, not a lot of stuff, and we had to rebuild. And so part of that practice, I could tell you so much about that story, oh my God, life stories, but for the point of what we're talking about, we decided to get a car, and we got a car together. So we got this car. It was amazing. It served us. It was wonderful. We had times where we lived out of that car. We had our business together. So there really wasn't a need for a second car at that time. We like to travel with it. So, you know, sometimes, and we moved where we were living to live in different spots. So it was like, I don't really want two cars to have to keep moving to all the different places. It would have been annoying. Plus, at that time, we did not have the finances to be able to even get two cars if we wanted two cars. So we had one. And up until this point where I started doing this tolerating exercise, I it had really served us. It felt good to have one car. It was nice. It gave us freedom to just have one car. And then I wrote this and I was like, what am I tolerating and allowing that I don't necessarily like right now? And it was like my car situation. And it's basically, I was asking myself, did it no longer serve me to only have like a shared car for Josh and I? And it was like, yes, because now you are ready to have two cars. I was in a place where we had a home and we were settled and had been there for a while, and we decided, instead of, I just want to travel everywhere, we decided, you know what, we can have both. Like, instead of the glass ceiling, I had a glass ceiling for a while that was like, I just want to travel and I just want to see the world and whatever. And that's all I could see. Josh opened up the glass ceiling by saying, Steph, do you realize that it's possible that we could have a house, a home base, and do all the traveling that you want to do? And I was like, whoa, like I wasn't thinking abundantly like that. He really helped me see a bigger vision and throw the rock and shatter the glass ceiling. And I was like, oh, okay. So then we set up a home base. We were like, we want our home base in Orange County in California. So we set up a home base, had our spot. We're feeling really good about it, really excited. And I was like, now that I have my home base, like, I want that second. I want my own car. Like, I don't want to share a car anymore. I don't think it's serving me. So what I did is I started writing down, why would it serve me to have a car? So I started writing down all the ways, and what I came up with was like, I could do more. This was one of the fun things. I could do more hikes in the moment when I instinctively felt like I wanted to go on a hike. Like, something that just fills my soul is hiking. I just love to go out there. I don't even care about the exercise part of it. That's just a bonus. But I love to be out in nature, just kind of by myself, peacefully, like doing my thing. So I could go on hikes more instinctively, because sharing a car, it was more like, let me plan ahead and make sure you don't need the car for something. Can I take it? Whatever. Like, if I'm feeling it in the moment, I just want to get out there and go take a hike, then I'm going to just get out there and go take a hike if I have my own car. So I asked myself, what do these hikes do for me? Well, they bring me into a state of peace, of adventure, of fun, of getting messages and ideas that come through me. Sometimes when I feel instinctively I need to go on a hike, I go on that hike and then I get these like download messages where it's just like, it gives me this amazing like clarity on, okay, take this action forward, or this is aligned with your purpose, or create this course, or do this thing, or make this video for your group, or talk to this person, or whatever. I just get these really aligned messages. So it's really important for me to like follow that intuition. And not be like, oh, can I take the car? Oh, you need to use it for something. Okay, maybe I'll go later. And then I go later and I've lost it. Like, it's important to go in that moment. I also wrote down like, good things happen and resistance is released when I go on these hikes. Another thing that serving me to have a car would do is it wouldn't feel bad if Josh is at home without a car. And so there would be less fear and resistance. You're gonna hear me say resistance a lot in this. So it's a releasing of resistance in having my own car. So by looking at that, I'm like, okay, well, I might be out hiking and I might be thinking to myself, shoot, well, Josh might need to go get lunch or dinner or something, and he might want to, you know, go out to the store and use the car. Oh, I better get the car back, you know? So there's no resistance feeling in that way if I have my own car. Oh, he's got his own car, he can do his own thing, that's fine. I'm just gonna be out doing my thing with my car, right? Another thing I wrote down was I could take day road trips and not even worry about it. Another thing that's like hiking for me is taking road trips. I love to just take the car and just go and just find a new area and just whatever. It is just, it serves me. It serves my soul. It serves my adventurous exploration spirit. So it's so helpful for me. And I would be able to just go and do that at the drop of a hat when I'm feeling it intuitively, instead of, again, having to plan it out. Hey, can I go on a car adventure road trip on Thursday? Are you going to use the car? No? Okay, cool. I'm going to take it. You know, will that work for you? Or, you know, just, it takes a lot of planning when you're sharing a car. The other thing I wrote down is I would always have the car kept how I like it, which would feel resistance free because it would be organized and clean. Less work to clean it all the time. So me personally, I feel really good when my environments are clean. So something I'm doing like in the morning and at night is like I clean up the house to make it clean, so when I wake up to a really clean feeling organized house, so that I can just boom, jump right into my purpose and jump right into serving my clients and helping people, instead of feeling, oh God, I gotta like clean this up and make it feel organized. Same thing with my car. I like to get in my car and have it be clean, no dust, no nothing, like organized, no trash. Like I just like it to feel really good and really resistance free. Have a full tank of gas all the time. I think it's very living in a state of lack when we let our gas get too low, especially from a financial place, because I understand this. For a really long time, I didn't have enough money to fill my whole tank of gas up. So I was constantly like letting it get way too far into E. And that was stressful. And it's definitely just creates a bit of resistance that doesn't need to be there to get in the car and go, oh shit, I gotta get gas, right? So I'm always keeping my car full of gas, or like, you know, it doesn't have to be completely full, but at least plenty of gas to get to go wherever I want to go. So when I get in the car, I don't feel like I'm already in lack. Oh God, I gotta get gas. So I like my environment in my car to be like that. So by having my own car, it's easy to do that. Josh, he likes to go out and play volleyball in Laguna Beach. He likes to play soccer. So there's always towels in the car, like beach towels, and there's sand, and there's you know, volleyballs and everything, which is awesome. I love that he does that stuff. But I know that with my own car, I keep my own car really clean and organized. And if I have stuff like that, I have like a bin in my trunk where I keep all my things, like, and they're just like organized and neat, and it feels good to me. So he gets to keep the car how he wants to keep the car. I get to keep the car how I want to keep the car, and it feels best. So there's a lot of releasing of resistance in in having my own car, right? So then I asked myself, so what is me tolerating not having a car saying about me? And what I wrote down was, it's saying that it's okay to put peace, adventure, fun, messages that are really important to me, my clients, in the world. It's okay to put that stuff on hold from coming through. It's saying that resistance is okay. It's saying that not feeling my best is okay. It's saying that I don't feel like it's a priority to do things that light up my soul and make me feel my best, like road trips, when I'm feeling it intuitively in the moment, and honoring a higher power sending great messages to serve me and serve the world. It means things like being clean and organized, like I like it to be, isn't really a priority. So this is saying that your needs and your peace of mind and your best taking care of yourself aren't that important. When I did this exercise and I really saw that and I really heard those words, taking care of myself isn't that important. Doing the things that my soul wants me to do aren't that important, are lower on the priority list. It shifted something for me. It shifted things in me, and I was like, do you know what? I'm no longer available for not having my own car. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve my clients. It doesn't serve the world. It doesn't serve the impact that I'm here to make. So it really drove that point home, because sometimes we're so used to tolerating something that we just let it go. And we just let it go, and we just let it be, and it's just like normal, and it's just part of what we're doing. So don't really think twice about it. By doing this exercise, you're starting to see the things that you just let fall under the rug that are subconsciously really affecting you. If you take a look at that, like, that was really honestly affecting my ability. So maybe one of the reasons why you aren't doing something that you know you're supposed to do is money, is time, is whatever. However, when you take care of that, when you prioritize having something like that, it gives you more time, it gives you more money, it gives you more freedom. So by me going out and doing the things that my soul needs to do and getting these messages, getting these intuitive instincts, getting this inspired action by going on a hike or going on a road trip or putting up a post or making content or whatever, by doing that, I serve the world better and I make more money by doing that. So therefore, it makes no logical sense to not do it. So I'm giving you the example of, like, back then I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I like want to spend the money on getting a car, or I'd need to get money together to get a car. And I really looked at it and I was like, by you not having the car, you're holding yourself back from getting money. And this can apply, like, I know I'm an entrepreneur and I'm doing this, and we have a lot of entrepreneurs and coaches in this group, but say you're just working like a basic, like, 9-to-5 job, same thing applies. By you taking care of yourself and being in that best state and like doing the inner work, the self-care that happens when you follow your intuition and your soul, that will intuitively bring you more money. Like you will get unexpected income, your boss will give you a raise, like whatever. But like taking care of yourself in that way is always going to come back to you 100-fold. So addressing these things that you're tolerating, that you're not realizing that you're tolerating, is essential. So that's what we're gonna do today. I wanna walk you through that exercise, and I want you to take a look at the glass ceiling. Where are you limiting yourself by the things that you're tolerating and the standards that you're keeping? What are you stopping yourself from doing? Because everything is interlinked, and you might find yourself thinking, well, I'm not making the money I want, or I don't have the job that I want, or I don't have the relationship that I want, or I don't have the body that I want, but I'm not sure how, like I can't do this without this. But it's really like, no, you have to take the first step forward in saying I am stopping right here what I've been tolerating up to now. I'm changing my standard from here on out. My identity becomes new. And that's called a quantum leap. When you go from one identity to a new identity, you literally like change your whole self. You like get like a full soul makeover. It's like you become a new person. And that's a really powerful thing. But it comes from you saying, I will no longer tolerate this. My standard will be different, and I'm going to become a new version of myself, a new person. So first you've got to see the things that you are tolerating. I want you to write a really long list of the things that you're tolerating, and that's the first step to doing this. So just go on a rampage. And every time I do this, I have a super long list, like every time. Even when I do it and then I'm like, okay, that can't be tolerated anymore and that needs to change, and I shift it and change it, I've still got other things that come in that I've been tolerating. So there's always new fun things to do. So if you're saying, I don't know, I can't really think of anything that I'm tolerating right now or whatever, it's like you're gonna want to dig deeper, because there is always some stuff. This is like you're missing out on a huge, really powerful, really important opportunity for transformation if you try and hold yourself back from this. Okay, so step one. Write down a list of all the things you are currently tolerating. What are you tolerating right now that is something that you don't necessarily like? What are you allowing that you don't necessarily like right now? What's not serving you? Something in the moment for me that's not currently serving me. I'm looking at my cat who's like taking a nap on the couch over here, and I'm thinking that like the home that we live in right now, this is no longer serving me, and it's not serving me for many reasons, but like one of them is the cats. Like these cats, I want to get them outside. I want them to have a yard to play in. I want them to have things to do. Like I don't want them to have to sit in the house all the time. I just don't feel like that's fair to cats. So something that is no longer serving me is the home that we live in. And that's been a big topic of conversation in our household lately, is the upgrade that we are making and the next step that we are stepping into in the transition out of living here into our new space. But that's like something I would write down. I would be like, I'm tolerating living in a home that is just too small for our needs, and it's not serving our animals, who I feel like they get to go play outside too. Like instead of them just having a small space to not really do their thing, like let's give them their space too. So let's raise the standard of what we tolerate. Step one, just write all those things down. Let it be a long list, like just keep going until you feel complete. Then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take each of them one by one. Yes, this will take some time. Is it worth it? 100,000,000%. This is the things that will change your future, your happiness, your body, everything. So is it important? Yeah, it's utmost importance. Set time aside for this. If you don't have time to do it right now, set aside some time for you tonight. Maybe stay up a little bit extra late to do it. Maybe wake up a little bit early tomorrow morning to do it. Whatever you need to do this, make time for it. It is that important. Make your list and then go through each one, and I want you to ask yourself some questions with each one of them. So number one, why would it serve me to have blank? The thing that you're wanting that you've been tolerating the opposite of. So for me, how would it serve me to have a car, my own car? If you're writing down, if the thing that you're tolerating is low energy, if the thing that you're tolerating is being 5 pounds overweight, 15 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, how would it serve me, or why would it serve me to lose 5 pounds, to lose 15 pounds, to lose 50 pounds, to lose 100 pounds? Why would it serve me? Like, what would that give to me? So you write all the things that it would serve you with, what it would do for you. And then next you're gonna say, so what is me tolerating that saying about me? So you're gonna go through all the things that you kind of wrote, like what it would do for you, and tell us like what is it saying about you that you will tolerate it? Is it saying that it's okay to put your dreams on hold? Is it saying that it's okay to put yourself last on the priority list? Is it saying that your priorities aren't important? Is it saying that your body and your health isn't that important to you? Is it saying that let's work through like one with weight. Like say you want to lose 30 pounds. Okay, so why would it serve me to lose 30 pounds or be 30 pounds lighter? Why would that serve you? Well, you would feel better in your body. You would feel better in your clothes. You would feel more aligned with your purpose. You would feel like this is your soul expressing itself externally. You would feel like it'd be easier to do your job. You feel like it would be you'd be more successful at your job. Feel like you'd be more successful in relationships. You feel like love would come easier to you. Again, I'm saying these things that might come up for you, but again, like, you know, by doing this course that it's not the body changing that's going to give you the love or give you the success. It's you changing your energy internally that's going to make that shift. But just for the sake of doing the exercise, let's say that's the stuff that comes up for you. You feel like, oh, it's going to give me more love. It's going to give me more career opportunities, make me feel better, make me feel happier, maybe you'll say it would allow me to be active, however I want to be active. When I was ready to lose my baby weight, I was like, I'm ready to get back to surfing. I'm ready to get back to hiking. I'm ready to get back to, if I'm in Utah with my friends and they ask me if I want to do a 10-mile hike with them that involves rappelling and rock climbing, me being like, I'm ready for that. Cool, I can do that. So it was really motivating for me to say, let's get my body back. Like, I'm ready to get my body back so I can do the things that I love. So I'm no longer tolerating not being able to do the things that I love. Does that make sense? And then you'll go through and you'll say, so what is me tolerating that saying about me? Okay, well, it's saying that it's okay to not have the fun I want to have when I go traveling with my friends. It's saying that it's okay to not have the job opportunities that I want or the love that I want. It's saying that it's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's saying that it's okay to feel unconfident. It's saying that it's okay to not feel like I'm living in a body that feels like me. So when you start to see and say those things, it just makes you feel different internally. It's like, oh my God, like, is that what it's really saying about me? Because geez, that's not what I want to portray. That's not how I want to live. That's not how I want to be. So you can go internal and just allow yourself to, just seeing that sometimes, like for me, just seeing that was enough of a shift to go, I'm getting my own car now. Like, it's time for this to change. That does not ever happen again. My dreams don't get to go on hold, because sometimes you just don't realize that you're putting your dreams on hold. Until I did this exercise, I didn't realize that I was suppressing like my intuition, and I was suppressing like the things that make me feel the best by sharing a car with Josh. Like, I just didn't realize. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that must change now. So it takes you to this point of like, this must change. I can't do this. No, when I see this in this way, no more. It cannot happen anymore. So hopefully it brings you to that space too. If it doesn't, I would just like go in depth with this. What is this really saying about me? Like, what is it saying? It's okay to like not live my best life. It's okay to not live like how I want to live. Dive into this. So also ask yourself, like, what is the glass ceiling that I haven't been allowing myself to break free from? Journal on it, write about it, tell us what comes up for you. This is a big one. So that's your exercise to do. And I'm super excited to see what you come up with and what you feel and what becomes your reality. So do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some questions and I'm going to do a little coaching. We've got some time, so let's jump into questions. And yeah, again, this is like, it's life transforming. So allow yourself to feel the transformation that happens. All right, so Ashley, hi Ashley. She says, definitely want to hear all the manifestation stories, so good. Okay, oh yeah, the car one. Okay, so the car, I was 16 and my dad said to me, like, I had my eye on this car, the Toyota Celica. I just really wanted it. It was sporty and it was cute. And I was like, oh God, I want that car so bad. You know, you look at the car and you're like, that's me in a car. And I was like, oh, I want that car. It felt like, you know, too dreamy or whatever. But I said it to my dad, and I think he kind of jokingly said to me, I'll get you that car if you find it for $10,000, taxes and tags included. And I think he gave me that number because he knew it was just like not possible. And and I went out and I started looking at these cars, and they were like $16,000 to $20,000, no matter where you go. It just like, that was the general number that this car was at. And so I was like, okay, you know, this is tricky, this is challenging. But for whatever reason, I think it was because I was so young and I'd never had this experience. And my family had a pretty good, like, there's definitely some things here and there about money, but it had a pretty good money story, me growing up, which, side note, like after a certain age, like in my teenage years, the money story completely changed, which ended up giving me a negative money story that I chose to work through. And so like the money situation changed a lot, you know, going from my dad saying, I'll get you this car if you find it for this price, even though I don't think he was really thinking it was even possible. But I went out and I looked and I couldn't find anywhere, but I didn't have the resistance. We always talk about the energy, right? The energy from within, the energy you're radiating out, the resistance, the pressure was not there for me. I wasn't gonna die if I didn't get this car because I wasn't like fully committed. I just was like, that would be fucking awesome if I had this car. I would just love it if I had it, but I wasn't like, I have to have this car, and if I don't have this car, like bad things are gonna happen, or everything's weighing on me having this car or whatever. I was just like, this would be sweet, and why couldn't I do it? You know, like I guess I just didn't have the view of the world that sometimes happens as we progress, of like, oh, that's not possible, or that can't happen. And eBay just got started as a thing at that time. So I went on eBay and I found a Toyota Celica in the color I wanted. I'm pretty sure the color was important to me. Actually, I think I wanted a white one and I got a silver, but I found it and it was literally, like it was under $10,000. So then when taxes and tags were added on, it was just about exactly, I have to ask my dad if it was exactly $10,000. I kind of feel like it was like right there. And so I found it and I showed it to my dad and he was like, oh shit, she really did find it. And it was just this dude who had this is how like how life works in our favor, to serve us, to bring us what we want when there is no pressure and no resistance and nothing in our minds that's like, I have to have this, when it's just like, I want that thing and I'm allowing it to come to me. This is how it works. So this guy bought his new wife to be, they were engaged. He bought her an Audi as a gift, as a pre-wedding gift. And he was like, she had this Celica and I just wanted to get rid of it. So I just put it on eBay for 10 grand and I didn't feel like dealing with the car dealership. In walks me and I could get it at that price and it was just perfectly aligned. Like how often does something like that happen at the exact moment when I was looking for it? You know, like this is what can happen for you all the time with everything you do if you release the resistance and the pressure and the need for like it to be what it is, right? We're just putting so much pressure on what we're eating and how we're working out in our body because we need it to give us blank, right? We need it to give us validation, or we need it to give us approval, or we need it to give us love, or we need it to give us the job or the man or the thing or the this, right? Like I didn't need that car for validation or approval. I just thought if I have that car, that would be freaking sweet. I was 16, I was like, that would be sweet to have that car. That would be so fun. So like there wasn't a heavy, like I need this to happen. It was just like, that'd be cool. And boom, everything worked out in my favor to bring me exactly what I wanted at the exact time I wanted it. This can happen with your body. Just, we need to release the pressure and the resistance and all of that heaviness that we put on top of the eating and the workouts and the everything and the way our body looks, and just allow it. That's what happened to my body when it transformed, when I lost the 40 pounds, and have kept it off or lost my baby weight. That is exactly what happened. There wasn't the same resistance and the need for approval and validation and pressure, because I started validating myself. I started giving myself the approval and the validation that I was seeking, and the love that I was seeking outside of myself from other people and other things. I just gave it to me. I just allowed myself to have it, and I was whole in that way. Therefore, if my body changed, it's just a bonus. It's not like I need that to happen to get love. It was just like a bonus. It was like my body changed, Josh came into my life, all these different things started happening, things worked out. And actually, now that I think it's not that Josh came into my life, Josh was in my life already, but our relationship went to a different level of from one thing to deeper love, more appreciation. The things that I was seeking from my relationship, from being with him, I was getting from myself. So then it could come easy from the other sources. So there's one of my manifestation stories. Ashley says, yes, that's the vision I just accepted a few weeks ago. Home base plus all the travel. Claps to that, Ashley. Yes, you can have both. It's an and situation. It's not an or. For anybody, it's not you can have a healthy body or you can have pizza. It's you can have a healthy body and have pizza. It's not you can have just the travel or the house. It's you can have the travel and the house. You can have both. That's the great thing, is you can have anything you want. You just have to feel worthy and deserving of having it, and you have to feel like your glass ceiling is broken and you have a new standard of what's available. So Ashley says, yes, same. Solo adventure, nature adventures for all the downloads. Yeah, yep. Speaking to my soul, good. Yes, I've been encountering so much resistance in little things that would give me the time and money to live out my purpose more fully. I'm excited to do this exercise, and I'm glad it came up today. Yes, exactly, Ashley. That's so good. I'm excited for you to do it too, because it's going to give you exactly what you've been looking for. It's such a powerful exercise, just because it's you just see things in a new way. It just gives you a new viewpoint on the world and on everything. Okay. I'm going to read another comment in a second, but I want to get some water. Oh, another thing I said. I'm so glad I turned. What was I going to grab? Okay. 1 second. Water first. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. These, if you guys have not used these are freaking awesome. I was really resistant to all of this in the first place, but my midwife was like, Steph, you'd be obsessed with this with the work that you do. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out just to humor her. She came over, she showed me the oils and how the senses work with the transformation and the releasing and everything. And I was like, okay, I fucking feel this. So I'm all about it now. But this is an oil called Release. And what I'll do, especially when I'm doing this tolerating exercise and a lot of other things with my inner work that I'm doing, it is very powerful if you associate your senses with your transformation and your new beliefs and your glitter litter. So Josh, I don't know if he talked to you guys about this already. I think he did, but about associating a feeling in your body to when you get stressed out about how you look or how you feel. If you are in that, if you're feeling that, ask yourself where in your body you feel it. So it's the feeling, it's the smelling, it's the tasting, it's the hearing, it's all the senses. And if you associate the senses with different things, you can give yourself a state change. State changes are exactly what we're looking for. That's glitter litter. Glitter litter is a state change. You read it and you feel different. That's the point of glitter litter. Same thing with an association to the feeling in your body. So one thing he'll always ask me, if I'm feeling stressed about money, he'll say, where do you feel it? And I always feel it in my chest. and it's like a heaviness in my chest. And he'll say, okay, he probably did this with you guys. If he didn't, he's going to. Spoiler alert. Go to the area where you're feeling it in your body, close your eyes, go in there and feel what it would feel like to just release it and release the energy from that area, relax that area. And when you do that, it feels really different. And you can do that over and over and over and over again whenever you have fears and limits and beliefs come up about your body. Maybe when you stress out about food or workouts or how you look in the mirror or how you feel in your body or your stomach or your legs or whatever, go to whatever area you feel the tightness and the constriction and just let it dissipate. Just let it release. And you can keep doing it. It might tighten back up. Just release it again. It might tighten back up. Release it again. Just keep doing that. So it's a feeling in the body. Another way to do it is smells. So I've been associating scents, and they have the specific scents for specific things. Like one is called transformation, one's called release, one's called inner child. I'm getting one next month that's called, actually this month, and it's called abundance. And then there's another one I'm getting to, what was it? Release, forgiveness. I'm getting one called forgiveness too. So fun. It's just really fun to get them and try them out with all the different smells. But what I'm doing is I'm associating release, you can see that it's called release, with letting go of something. So I'll smell this, I'll do what's called a scent tent. That's what my midwife, Lindsay, calls it, a scent tent. So you drop a couple drops in your hand and you go like this. And then you make a tent around your nose. And you just breathe it in. And this is powerful for saying your glitter litter while doing this. So you can be like, you know, I feel amazing in my body. I love my body. My body serves me. My body is changing every single day. My body gets better and better. It's easy, effortless, and fun to have my best body. You know, and you can say this with anything. Or for me with my car, like it no longer serves me, or I wouldn't say I no longer serve, I would say I'm so grateful to be in my new car that is clean and organized and amazing. And from doing that enough, you know, you go out, you feel the feeling, you get the new car. I got the new car. Like you just know it's a priority now and you shift and change things. So the oils are very powerful for this. Just want to let you know about that. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, because I have all the deets on how to get that and all the good ones I use for like really specific things. One's called Inner Child, and I use that one freaking all the time. That one is so good. And what was I gonna say too? Oh, using them for workouts too. Once you get past all the inner work and you're just like doing the workouts, you're motivated, it feels really fun. Taking a scent before you work out helps you associate the scent with the workout, and then when you smell the scent, you want to work out. It's like training your brain. It's kind of cool. I've been doing it, and Josh has been doing it with peppermint. So peppermint's like a really strong, really powerful scent, and it's very like energizing, and it wakes you up. So we'll smell the peppermint, we'll do our workout. Now when we start smelling peppermint things, we're just like, I want to work out, you know. So it's like training your brain something new, which is the same thing with releasing stuff, releasing old things, bringing in new beliefs, new feelings about your body. You can just smell the scent. So you could just put a little in your hands, smell the scent, and then all of a sudden you're like, yes, I do. I love my body. I fully accept it. I appreciate it. It feels amazing, whatever. So really powerful. And also, just a side note, you guys know that I'm obsessed with using like the best of the best, the highest quality. There is a huge difference in oils, which I didn't realize, but this one is the one that we're obsessed with because it is the highest quality. They take like the top 3% of the oil off the top with the highest vibrational quality. So it's always from the highest sources, it's always organic and all that good stuff. So it matters which one you use. Okay, reading comments. Right now, Janae says, right now I have 7-figure clients and I'm trying to acquire 8-figure clients. Little different than sharing a Toyota. I'm trying to figure out, can you ask that question in another way, Janae? I'm not sure I exactly understand what you're asking. Are you asking about how to get 8-figure clients instead of 7-figure clients? Because if that's what you're saying, you said it might be a little different than a Toyota, but actually it is exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same principle. It's the energy, it's the aligning with yourself that allows everything to come into focus in order to give you what you want. It is the vibe, the feeling, the thoughts, the emotions. It is literally the exact same thing. It's just translated in different ways. And going from 7-figure to 8-figure clients, it is something that you just shift your mindset. It's really not it probably feels like a big deal because you're assigning meaning to it, and that's it. So it's simply shifting the meaning that you're giving to it. When 8-figure means the same thing as 7-figure, which means the same thing as 5-figure, then there is no stress and worry and pressure and heaviness associated with it. There is no reason why, like, manifesting a penny and manifesting $1 million is the same thing. It's just we assign a different meaning to the penny and the $1 million. You guys have probably heard this if you practice like any kind of like law of attraction, or you watch The Secret or whatever. It's the same thing. It's just different meaning, which gives it a different thought, which gives it a different feeling, which gives it a different energy. So you have to remove the energy that's associated with what meaning you've given to 8 figures. 8 figures, like, to a lot of coaches, 8 figures is nothing. Like, that's a drop in the bucket. It's like 8 figures, 7 figures is nothing. 8 figures is like, whatever. Like, it's just that you have a certain belief about what 8 figures means, and that in itself is what's determining it not already being your reality. You would have it right now if you didn't assign a meaning that gives it pressure, resistance, fear, stress, worry, doubt, anything but like feeling like, duh, that's mine already. Like, that's easy, that's available. Like, of course I'm working with 8-figure clients. So that's the shift, that's the difference. And that's the exact same shift that you do with your body. Same principle, same concept. You just look at the meaning. Well, what does 20 pounds mean to me? What meaning am I giving 20 pounds? What meaning am I giving 50 pounds, losing 50 pounds, or losing 100 pounds? What meaning am I giving to those things? Because when I scale it back and I take away the meaning I'm assigning to it, it just becomes a thing. For me, losing 40 pounds, the first time when I was trying to do it, I gave it so much meaning, and it was so challenging and so difficult. When I changed my association and the meaning and it became something else to me, then losing 40 pounds was like, oh yeah, that's easy. So if losing 30 pounds for you is a struggle or is challenging or is hard, scale it back and say, take like me, for example, if that would help you. What does Steph think about losing 30 pounds? To me, losing 30 pounds means like, whatever, like, no big deal. Like, it's just, you can do it simply and easily. There's no stress, there's no pressure. I don't assign the same meaning as someone who thinks it's hard, because I've changed it. I used to assign meaning that it was hard, but I've shifted and changed it and have a new meaning to it. Like, it's very easy to lose weight. That's why when I had, I got pregnant and I had Jonathan and I gained weight during my pregnancy, it was so easy for me to lose it because I don't have the same kind of meaning that puts the same pressure and stress and fear and worry and doubt on losing that weight. Does that make sense? So it's not challenging, it's not difficult. And when Josh and I started up-leveling our prices for coaching and going to those next levels of 6 and 7 figure, 7-figure and 8-figure, it was the same deal for us. It was just us releasing the meaning that we had assigned to that. Same thing happens with relationships. If you are having a relationship where it doesn't feel good to you and you want to have more love and more connection and more depth and have a person that feels more aligned with you, it doesn't always mean that the person that you're with, if you're with somebody, has to change. It just means that your energy and your meaning that you're assigning to it changes. And when that changes, everything shifts and the universe can bring you the thing that you want. So because my energy shifted, my Toyota became available. Because your energy shifts, you are able to have 8-figure clients. Because your energy shifts, you're able to lose the weight. Does that make sense? Like, you're actually shifting how you feel and your energy and your meaning and your association to it. Then it becomes available to you, and then it can basically, like, if you guys have ever listened to like Abraham Hicks, they talk about like your vibrational escrow, which means that You have all these things, the way I picture it is, you have all of these things around you that are trying to come to you, all the things you've asked for. A better body, a better relationship, more money, a career that feels more aligned with you, like the house, the car, like whatever it is. They're all just like floating around you. And you've had so much resistance and pressure that you keep resisting and pushing them away or keeping them at arm's length. And when you change your meaning and change your association, all these things can break through the barrier that you've had and they can come to you. Because everything's just waiting for you that you've ever asked for. It's all just waiting and it's available, but it hasn't been able to come to you because you've had a certain level of resistance or fear or uncertainty or doubt or worry or something. So that's what needs to shift. That's what gets to change, and you can have the thing that you want after that, or the abs or the legs or the butt or like whatever. All of that's just waiting for you. It's available. Your body's ready to shift and change at any moment. Your body can change instantly, honestly. It can change so fast when you decide, but you've been holding it at arm's length and you've been having a resistance. You've been assigning a meaning of what that means. Like it either means it's unsafe or it's not good or it's going to involve work or stress or worry or doubt or something, and you're keeping it at arm's length. So your job is to figure out, what is that resistance that I'm holding? What is the meaning that I'm assigning that's keeping it out of reach so that I can grab it and it can be mine now? Make sense? Okay. Ashley says I'm gonna need a new journal. Yes. I love it. That's always a really good sign when you need a new journal. I love it. I call my journal like my Bible, like my second Bible. It's like, I grew up Catholic, so I have a bad association to Bibles. I've been shifting that and healing that for myself, but like my Bible is like myself, my self-realization. So my journals are that, and I love them and I honor them. So that's awesome. Okay, well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This has been so much fun. So much transformation is happening. So much is changing. So much is shifting. Like so many good things on the way. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. Know that you're limitless. Anything is possible. Break your glass ceiling. Figure out what you're currently tolerating. Let it go and create a new standard. Let us know what your new standard is by posting on the page. I love you. Keep going. I believe in you. Mwah.